What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. We're going to let everybody get in just a few minutes. We're going to get ready to get this show on the road. We got a lot. We got quite a bit to talk about. We got quite a bit to get into. We are going to have a heck of a good time. And everybody can pile on in and we're going to get started. Make sure y'all share this show out. Let everybody know whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Twitter. Make sure y'all share this show out. We're about to get started and we're about to have a really good time. We got a lot to talk about. There's some comments that have been made, and then of course, Pick My Brain is coming up too, and also, gonna give away the last Tennessee Titans mask that I do have. So I got one last mask left to give away, and I will definitely give it away. I see Derek Roberts is in, and we're gonna get ready to get started in just a moment. So y'all get ready to pile on in here, and let's get this show on the road. Let's get Titans up, Titans up.
I've been scoping from the sideline, waiting for the right time to send the freshest team to scrimmage. So I'm busting y'all. Welcome to We got this here. Don't worry about it. We got this here. So out your life. Don't worry about it. See, we got this here. It's a brand new dance and it's about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, rep the 615. First you tighten two steps, step to the right. Then you tighten two step to the left. Blue jerseys everywhere. Game face, yeah, we got it all. Sticking out our chest, keeping on it like it's King Kong. Countdown. It's about to get her up. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Tighten two steps to the right. Then you tighten two steps to the left. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. D-E-N-N-E. Do the letter E. Third down, come around, we about to shut down.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome in to another edition of Titans in Truth. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're gonna have a great show for you this evening. We're gonna have a really good time on this show. We got a lot to get to, we got a lot to discuss, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna not waste any time. Of course, y'all know to make sure y'all share the show out. Share this out to everybody. Get those likes up. I want them likes to go way up as more people get in. So y'all hit that like button till you can't hit it no more. And make sure y'all share this show out. Y'all can do some watch parties, whether it be on Facebook. Of course, you follow the TNT Enforcers page on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth, on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer. And of course, go under, if you haven't already subscribe to the Titans in Truth channel on YouTube. It is not hard to find. It's very easy to find. All the shows are on there. Every episode from 1 to tonight's episode of 141. All those episodes are on there. And so, with that being said, the show is on the roll. Excuse me for that. And of course, I want to give a shout out to Teespring. As y'all can see, I just got in my Real Titan Forever shirt for my guy Alex Martinez. Rest in peace forever, as we hashtag tighten up for Alex. This is a shirt you go under teespring.com and you can order this shirt. It took about maybe a couple of weeks for it to get here, but definitely you can check that out. You can definitely get your shirts there. I do see some people pile in, but yeah, that's where you can find it. Got my Alex Martinez shirt in dedication to him, as you see his face on there as well. So tighten up forever. Tighten up forever in heaven, Alex Martinez. Alex, I know you watching down from the heavens indeed. But what's up to Derek, AZ Mix, Shaolin Fantastic? I see Terrence up in here. Miss Margarita, how's it going? How's it going? And I knew exactly what you meant, so you're perfectly fine. But everybody, make sure y'all share the show up and get them likes up. Everybody that gets on here, give me a like, show me some love as we do try to span this show out. Hopefully, I'd like to get to 20 likes by the time this show is over at least. And, starting off small, making my way up on this show. And let's go ahead and get right into it. As we get into some Titan TNT news of the week, and there's a lot going on. Of course, coaches are now allowed to be at the team facility, and it's soon enough by the end of June. In the end of June, going into July, players should be allowed as well. It may even be sooner than that. I'm not 100% certain on the actual date when the players will be able to come to the facility, but it is gradually getting close. There's been some news of a former Tennessee Titan basically doing some talking and things about that, but also, and you're going to hear a clip of that. I know most of you have probably already heard the clip, but I'm definitely going to give some audio for that as well. And Ryan Tannehill and Kevin Byard spoke earlier today. Of course, Rashaan Evans spoke as well to the media as they talked about the offseason, as they get ready to gear up for the preseason, gear up for training camp that is not too far away. And it looks like it's getting closer to that happening. So first thing I'm going to do, even though it'll be showing, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play some clips of the press conference that happened earlier today. And then we'll get your thoughts on that. So give me just a second while I pull up that audio clip, and we will get that for you, and you can listen to it for yourself. So give me just a moment. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody being with me on this evening. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. And we are going to kick things off. With my guy, the mayor of Murfreesboro, the one and only Mr. Kevin Byard, as you see him right here talking to the media.
Why do you think that's the case this time? Because obviously it's happened time and time again, but it just seems like it's different this time.
Yeah, TD, honestly, that's a complex question. Honestly, I think, I could try to sit here all day and try to talk about why different things like that is going on. I'm happy that, the awareness and the stuff that's going on around the country right now today is happening. I honestly feel like we're in a monumental time in our history, just with the level of consciousness that everybody just kind of. I watch police brutality. I watch guys being killed on TV, whether it's black or whatever, for a long time. And it's kind of, I don't know, man. I don't really like to watch it. I don't like to see that coming down on my timeline. I try to stay away from as much as possible. But at the end of the day, you can't help it when you cut the TV on and you see these different things. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, my heart goes out to everyone. My heart goes out to all the victims and the families. And I just hope and pray that, one day, that while I'm raising my daughter, and I had the conversation with her about, police brutality, or just growing up being black in America, that, that conversation is a lot better than, what it is right now.
Facts.
Paul Kaharski.
Hi, Kevin. Thanks for chatting with us. What did you think about what Roger Goodell had to say, the video and the statement?
I mean, honestly, I didn't even view the entire video. I kind of, you know, I've seen on social media, I kind of seen what people were saying about what he said about, you know, what the NFL stands for, and I agree with it. You know, I don't really get into semantics about, you know, how much he should apologize or what the NFL should do and should have done. I mean, I think that if anybody who's around the NFL world is, you know, and see the, you know, that, you know, the NFL is 30% black and, you know, the coaches and all that, you know, I feel like we can all see that. But, you know, I'm not here to be trying to run for office or anything like that. I'm just, you know, playing football. But, I mean, I feel like everybody can see what's going on.
Now, that was safety Kevin Byard, the mayor of Murfreesboro, just talking to the media a little bit. Was talking about, you know, the murder of George Floyd and some thoughts about that, and also thoughts about Roger Goodell and talking about Roger Goodell and what he has come out with and everything with that. So, I mean, you know, a lot of players are starting to come out. And really voice their opinion about things that are going on, especially in the world and in the community, because this is such a big hot topic. But at the same time, I mean, you know, they're trying to focus on football. They're trying to get ready to play football. But, you know, this is taking over the world to the fact that you can't do nothing but talk about it. You try to avoid it, but it's there. It's definitely there. And I don't blame them for feeling the way that they feel. I mean, you know, if you know you have your opinions and you can voice your opinions and things like that, and with them being NFL players, they're on a bigger scale. They're held to a higher standard. I didn't really talk about this last week, but when Drew Brees said what he said, even though he's come out and apologized and everything with that, he lost a lot of fans and a lot of browning points with a lot of people with what he said. I mean, you can't really take back what you said, even though you can apologize, but it's out there now and everything. And now people are looking at Drew Brees a little bit differently. You know, Kevin and Byard also, of course, you know, talked about just taking it a day at a time, being hungry, and getting ready for the season and making sure that the other guys are ready to go too, because you got to have that communication in the secondary as far as being one cohesive unit to know where each other is supposed to be and in preparing for the season and trying to make a run for a Super Bowl. So those are some things that Kevin Byard mentioned. I see some other people have definitely joined in on that. Terrence, I'll put the link up on the TNT Enforcers page. I will put that up after the show is over and everything. So I will definitely try to do that. I don't want to be looking too far off and not focusing on y'all, because this is what the show is about. LGRW is in here talking about Jurrell, and we're definitely going to get into Jurrell in just a bit. Tighten up low, what's going on? Welcome on in. Rizzo Vegas, I hadn't seen you in a minute, Rizzo. Good to hear from you. I might be out in Vegas next year. I'm gonna have to holler at you. You know, Tighten up low says we are blessed to have guys like Byard and Henry team first. And shout out to Tighten Up Low, by the way. Also, he did a good show yesterday morning, Tuesday Night Lights. Y'all make sure y'all check that out if you haven't already. That was actually a pretty good clip, and I saw I was listening to about Jurrell, which we're going to get into definitely with that. But at the same time, you know, others that spoke as well. And I didn't really go deeply into Kevin Byard's press conference because it was about 20 minutes long. And I was going to listen to some more of it earlier, but work kind of held me over a bit, so I didn't really get to go into it. But now I want y'all to hear from your quarterback and mine, the one and only Mr. Ryan Tannehill, as he speaks to the media.
Thought about kneeling this fall, and that if there was any protest, that it likely would be a team thing. Have you thought what you might do this fall? Adrian Peterson said recently that he thought, he'd be joined in kneeling by a lot of players. Have you thought about what you might do if once we get to the season?
Yeah, of course, we're dealing with a big issue right now that's plagued their country for a long, long time, and some really good conversation going on right now. I think the progress our country is making is heading in the right direction slowly, but there's still a long, long, long way to go. So obviously, this is not a short-lived awareness thing. This is something that's going to have to go on for a long time to get to where we need to be with justice and equality. So I'm not sure what that's going to look like this fall. I'm sure I'll have a lot of conversations with teammates around me, guys that I love and trust, and then come to a best decision possible.
Jim Wyatt.
Ryan, appreciate your time. Last time we talked to you, you were working with John New in Florida. I understand you're back in Nashville. Have you started the process of guys here? And also heard maybe you had a paintball. You guys played paintball today. What was that like? And how fun was that to kind of be back with guys in a setting like that?
Yeah, Jim, you're doing your homework, aren't you? So I came back and been having some sessions with the guys. I feel like we're getting some really good work in. We've had a great spring on the Zoom calls and got a lot of progress, a lot of great things out of those meetings. And it's really been good this week to come back and get a bunch of the guys together and get some work on the field. Like you mentioned, I had a little fun with paintball today, changed it up a little bit. I think we had, I don't know how many guys, a ton of guys out there. We played a bunch of different games and had some fun. So it was good to see a lot of faces that I hadn't seen in a long time. Guys on defense that came out and just have some fun together.
And one guy in particular, I don't know whether he's out there or not, but Ferkser is a guy you made a big completion to in the playoff game at New England, made some plays for this team this year. What have you seen from him, and what's your confidence level like as he moves into another season?
Yeah, I have a ton of confidence in Ferk. Just seeing what he did last year. I saw some tape from the year before, and then the progress he was able to make last year in big plays and big games. And I know I have a ton of confidence anytime he's on the field. So he's definitely a weapon for us, and excited that we can incorporate him again this year.
And that is just a little small clip, courtesy of the Tennessee Titans. You can catch that on at Titans Online, or you have the app, the Tennessee Titans app. They do have those conferences there. That is quarterback Ryan Tannehill. Speaking a little bit about the offseason, of course, he was doing some working out with Jurrell, with John New down in Florida, and now he is back in Nashville and has gotten started with some workouts with some of the receivers, and they played paintball today, and also had some defensive guys there as well. So that was something that has some camaraderie with the guys, and that's what a leader does. So definitely shout out to Tannehill. I am looking forward to some big things from him this upcoming season, and we'll definitely talk more about the comments about what he's doing. But a lot of things that he's done off the field has been tremendous as well. I mean, he talked a lot about the social injustice that needs to be changed and things like that. He's really taken a stand as well. And he said he went back to his time with the Miami Dolphins and with Kenny Stills, who is now playing for the Texans. They were teammates together in Miami. And he mentioned some time where I believe Kenny Stills mentioned him and his dad were together, and then the police stopped him and basically searched and stripped down their entire car, trying to search for contraband or whatever. And it tells you that African Americans are treated a whole lot differently by the police than others. So I mean, it's the stand against police brutality and things like that, is important. And we know there are some people who are against that are against the protest or against kneeling or anything like that. And people will tend to think, well, it's disrespecting the flag, it's disrespecting the military and all of this. This is my opinion. And I see Billy Scott is in here. What's up, John the Ripper? What's up? I know a lot of y'all are still gonna apply in. Get those likes up. I only see one like. I need to see more than that. Every last one of you, please hit that like button for me and share this show out. But I feel like this. If the players kneel, I have no problem with it. I support them. I support them because this is about more than just the American flag. This is about more than just the military. And believe me when I tell you, when it comes to the anthem, the only reason I really respect the anthem is because of the military, because of what they've done. The military, they fought for those rights. They fought for us to have the rights to be able to protest or be able to feel what we feel. And as an African-American male myself, I also think about, the freedoms that Dr. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, that they fought for. Thurgood Marshall, Congressman John Lewis, if you're familiar. Some of them, what they protested, stood, fought for, were beaten down by the police or arrested. They fought so that people who look like me or in the same image as me are able to vote, are able to have freedoms and things like that. So if the players decide to kneel, I respect it. I mean, if I'm at Nissan Stadium, if I'm, fortunate enough to be back there and things get going, if I'm not able to kneel, I'm putting my fist up in solidarity with them. And that's just me. I know there will probably be some people who listen to this show who hear that and will disagree completely with that. Trust me when I tell you, I have absolutely all the love and respect in the world for our military. I absolutely do, because they fight hard for us and they are true heroes. But at the same time, I'm with the protest because the police brutality and the social injustice that's happening in this country, among other things that need to change, this is one of them. This is definitely something to stand behind. This is something to support. And yes, I am with it. Black lives matter. Black lives matter indeed. And when that matters, then everything else will come together. But that's just my thought. What's up, John the Ripper? Rizzo Vegas saying, I'm in Tennessee. Usually miss the show because of work, but always check it out on my break. Hey, I appreciate you checking it out whenever you can. I appreciate that anytime. P. Hicks in here. All is good? Yes, sir. All is good. Absolutely. Big old Titan up in here. What's going on? Y'all make sure, again, y'all keep hitting that like button. I need y'all to smash that button and keep spreading the show out to everybody. I know there are some who are probably watching on Facebook right now as well. And so anybody that's on Facebook, welcome in. But, I think we have a lot of of good things coming up in the future with this team, and I'm going to be glad to be a part of it. And these protests is going to be important because it's time for us to make a stand. It is time for us to make a stand. And, if you're a true citizen of humanity and know that this is wrong, stand with us. Absolutely. So definitely shout out to Tannehill and to Kevin Byard and the Tennessee Titans. Good that they had some paintball, some good camaraderie to be built up ahead of training camp, and then he's practicing with his guys getting ready for the season because, believe me, we got to click on all cylinders. Absolutely. But from the Tennessee Titans to a former Tennessee Titan now, it feels weird saying that. A former Tennessee Titan now, Jurrell Casey, had a little bit to say about being traded to the Denver Broncos. And I know a lot of y'all have heard of this footage. And I know a lot of y'all have heard this footage, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll play it again for you. And I want y'all to take a listen to this, because here's the question that I want to ask. As you're hearing this, was Jurrell right to feel salty the way that he did, or was he wrong about that? So take a listen.
Every game, man, dominate, and we're all going to follow. How was your initial reaction, and then from there to how you feel now moving forward?
Yeah, I'm an emotional guy. So,
I tried to play it cool. I ain't gonna lie. When I got the news, I was literally at training, and Drew gave me a call. And when he gave me the call, I didn't answer the phone. I just felt I knew something was wrong. I kind of sat on it the whole workout. I didn't know if I wanted to call him right back or if I should just wait a little bit and let him call me again. But, I just hopped on the phone with him real quick, and he gave me the news that, they was going to be shopping me around. That was the first thing I got. They was going to be shopping me around. And when I got that news, it was a blow to the heart, because I would have thought that one of them would hit me up, be like, hey, this is the move we're going to have. This was going to go down. Case, everything was great. I would have been fine with that. I think the part that hurt me the most was that I didn't get a call until about 30 seconds before the trade went down. And that's the part that kind of hurt the most, bro. It was just, I'd probably say 3 or 4 days. I probably had some moments where I probably had to tell the wife, give me a minute. And I let a lot of tears come on out of there. But, hey, God make things happen for a reason, man, and put me in a great position to go do great things. And, Denver, they've been welcoming me with open arms. So that's all I can ask for.
And I think that's what's awesome. We had your former teammate on here, Logan Ryan, a few weeks ago, and really giving that backstory. Because I think a lot of times fans hear, guy wants more money, guy gets traded, and they're just like, oh, it's a part of the business. And I don't think people understand, like, guys give their heart and soul to teammates, to a city, to an organization. And a lot of times, like you just said, that ends with a call 30 seconds before you get traded, and it's probably a 10-second call like, we appreciate what you did, but we're trading you. Like that.
Yeah. And the part that's so crazy is, like you say, man, you give so much to them. Especially when you come up on free agency, you do extensions. Like, you have opportunities to go and do things somewhere else, especially the way, we wasn't going. J-Mac, you know how it was when we was there. 2-14, 3-13.
Yeah.
That's some rough times. And, like, you have opportunities to get out of it. But, when you're a loyal guy and you feel like, things going in that right direction, and you're that centerpiece, you got no choice but to fight it through. And that's what my whole mindset was, stick it out, ride with it. And at the end of the day, things going to get better. And that's what started to happen. And for us to get to that point to get better and to be a main focus of that, and then you just throw me to the trash like I wasn't the main blocker, I think that's the part, especially coming off an injury the year before. Coming off an injury, played the whole season for y'all, no complaints, did everything you want me to do. And, you throw me like a piece of trash. That's the piece that hurts the most. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, none of these businesses is loyal. It's all about you got to take care of your company, take care of your business, and do what's best for you and your family. So at the end of the day, you harp on it for a little bit, but you got to get over it.
No doubt like that.
And that was former Tennessee Titans defensive lineman Jurrell Casey, now Broncos defensive lineman. And in listening to that clip, I mean, it's a lot to take away from that. Of course, Derek Roberts says, I agree with Casey. AZ Mick does as well. Let me see. I know I had a thing up here. LGRW says he's a new subscriber, by the way. Thank you for subscribing. Casey is wrong. We didn't treat him like trash. Titans gave him a $60 million contract, and he didn't play well enough in 2019, and he was injured when we needed him in 2018. And let's see, of course, now, I mean, here's my thing. And then Derek Robert comes in saying, Titan known for doing their players dirty in contract negotiations. Remember, Steve McNair got banned from the stadium. Here's what I think. And this is me. Because I feel a lot about this. Was Casey wrong in feeling a bit salty? No, I can understand where he's coming from. I would probably be a bit upset too. I mean, he had been with us for, 9 years, almost 10. He had been there for us during the bad times. And, he had been there for us in the bad times and didn't complain, didn't want out or anything like that. He was the soldier. He was the soldier. He stuck it out. And now he's saying, well, now we get good again. And now you just want to get rid of me. So in a small way, I do understand where he was coming from. And the Titans did give him a phone. And this is where I disagree. Derek, they did give him a phone call. Now, it may have only been 30 seconds before the trade is done, but at the same time, I mean, you know, people don't have to give no courtesy phone call, even though it is out of respect that you should, you know, give them a call to say, hey, you know, we definitely thank you for everything that you've done. You do mean a lot to us. We want to keep you, but right now this is the best move that we have to make for the organization and things like that. And I understand it probably could have been done a little bit better, but at the same time, with that being said, this is a business, and we're about winning. It's time to win a Super Bowl, and you know, Jurrell Casey's time with us ran its course. Trust me, when I first heard about the trade, some of y'all remember the show. You can go back and watch it. I was heartbroken. I was hurt. It hurt my soul when Jurrell got traded. When I saw that come across that Jurrell got traded, I'm like, what? What is John Robinson doing? You don't just trade Jurrell Casey away and for a 7th rounder? Are you kidding me? I was that upset. I was shocked. And really, to be honest, I still am that Jurrell is not on this team. It hurt because I love Jurrell. Jurrell is one of my favorite players on this team. I love Jurrell, and I hated that they traded him. But at the same time, you got to think about it like this. I understand why they did it. John Robinson came from where? The New England Patriots. The New England Patriots always knew when a player's time was up. You know, they always for somebody to, you know, for that somebody ran their course with the team. You know, they did a lot of good. Won maybe a Super Bowl or two, but they were like, you know what? We know it's time to end this, and they ship a player out. They did that with Jamie Collins. They did that with Chandler Jones, even though Chandler Jones is still doing pretty good in Arizona, to name a few. Now, of course, Golden Boy, they let him go into free agency, and they let Gronk go down to Tampa Bay. We're going to find out if that was the right move or not. Same thing with Jurrell. And for Jurrell to say, well, they threw me out like a piece of trash. Well, Jurrell, here's the thing about it. On the other end, it's a business. You earned a new contract, got like a 4 or 5 year contract, was making at least $12, $13 million a year. Got paid as one of the highest paid defensive linemen at the time, and did a lot of great things. But we also have to look at the facts. Jurrell's play was starting to decline a little bit. And he missed, you know, a little bit of the season the year before. Missed 2018. Came back 2019. He was okay, but it wasn't the same. And we drafted Jeffrey Simmons. We got Big Jeff. You know, yes, could they have played together? Absolutely. But at the same time, maybe there was something going on where, you know, he didn't want to play next to Big Jeff, or he felt, you know what, Big Jeff, y'all trying to have Big Jeff take my place. That could be the case. That could definitely be the case. His play was starting to fall off a bit. And you got to also remember, he was going to be on the books for $13 million this year, $13 million next year, $13 million a year after that. Next 3 years, $13 million. Titans over 3 years have saved over $30 million. Now, I think a lot of Titan fans are upset because no move has been made with that money yet. We're waiting on a particular somebody who used to play for Seattle, where number 90, if he will ever make up his mind. Don't know if that's going to be the case. But, I mean, I understand where Jurrell's coming from, but at the same time, who was the last player that you know of that played his entire career with the same team? Don't worry, I'll wait, because it ain't many. Golden Boy, thought he was going to play his entire career up there in New England. Not going to happen. Drew Brees did not play his entire career in New Orleans. Some of you might have forgotten. He played in San Diego first. Now, Patrick Mahomes might become the first anomaly, but we don't know that yet either. Green Bay probably starting to get sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers. But we'll see about that. But, I mean, it hurt. It hurt, but I understand. You got to take a look at it. You know, there's going to be some turnover at some point. Players are not going to be able to play forever. So I agree with him feeling salty, but at the same time, he was getting paid. And Derek, understand, yes, what happened to Steve McNair was dirty. I don't disagree with that one bit. That is one thing. That was one time I did not like the Tennessee Titans for that. And they did that behind Jeff Fisher's back, if you remember, because Jeff Fisher was in California looking at Matt Leinart. And they did that with Jeff Fisher gone because they knew Jeff Fisher wasn't going to tolerate that. Jeff Fisher wasn't going to let that fly. But they did, but Bud Adams did that anyway. So, you know, again, I know we're all going to agree to disagree with each other and everything. P. Hicks says he deserved a lot better treatment, especially if we decide to move on from him. 99 been through the bad and great times, still one of my favorites. And I agree. Maybe they could have did it again. It could have been handled a little bit better. You know, John Robinson and them could have did it a little bit better. But, hey, it's business. We got to deal with it. For example, I'll give y'all a perfect example. I was working at a job for a company, and, you know, I was working for a job at a company, and, you know, there had been some issues, but I was trying to work through them. I was trying to work things out and do what I was supposed to do. I drive into work. I drive into the office, getting out, trying to make sure I'm, you know, at my desk, getting ready to clock in on time. Next thing I know, I get to the office, and right when I'm about to walk into the door and make sure I head to my desk, my manager was right there at the door waiting for me. And that the head honcho, the manager over my manager, wanted to see me. So I knew when my manager was waiting for me at the door, I knew it wasn't good. They ended up letting me go. No phone call. No heads up before I got in my car, drove, you know, 30 minutes to work, wasting gas. No word, no warning at all. Like, as Jurrell said, they threw me out like a piece of trash. Like I didn't do anything. They didn't even say, you know, we appreciate your hard work or and your dedication that you've given. We know that you've tried to work hard. They didn't do none of that. They just basically let me go and kicked me out the door. That's how corporations are, ladies and gentlemen, especially big wigs. But that's just how some of them work. And that's just, and I'm not, you know, again, I ain't talking about no particular company, but I'm just saying that's how they are. That's how a lot of them are. Now, some, yes, will give the courtesy. They could give the courtesy, but they don't feel like they have to. They'll do that and move on to the next person. But again, that's just an opinion. So did Jurrell deserve a little bit better treatment? Yeah, probably. But it is what it is. Now on Facebook says, did they approach Casey for a reduction in contract? Now that we don't know. Now it could have very well have been they probably did maybe go to him about a restructuring of the contract, and maybe he said no. Maybe he said, you know what? I'm not going to be second fiddle to Jeffrey Simmons. I'm not taking less money than what y'all are supposed to be paying me. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that was part of it. but we don't know. But we do not know. LGRW said, if you called before the trade, it could have fell through. True. It could have, but I mean, you know, you don't want to do something like that until the trade is made, because then, yeah, it could have fell through. AZ Mix says, I was devastated. Hey, I was too. Kernick Lemon says, Casey has the right to feel salty because above all else, he just wanted to be a Titan for life. As for him being treated like trash, I disagree. He's still going to receive the same money. Exactly. Now, again, I was devastated when they traded him. But at the same time, he still get paid the exact same salary. He ain't losing no money. The Broncos are just going to be paying him. So there, we'll just have to agree to disagree, my friend. That's just my thoughts on that. Facebook says, Casey's play fell off. I was surprised he made the Pro Bowl last season. I mean, Jurrell Casey is still tatted monster, but his play did fan off. LGRW says, who won his games last year, Tannehill or Casey? Well, it was Tannehill, and it hurt. Ms. Margarita says it hurt. It did too for me. DeAndre, what's up, Blue Fi? And everything. So those are just some thoughts. You know, AZ Mick, Derek, Derek, LGRW, let's all agree to disagree. I like a happy show most of the time. But hey, I understand if we go back and forth, we disagree. It happens. It's a part of it. Rizzo Vegas says Browns and their left tackle, who I can't remember the name of. Might have been Jack Conklin since he got paid there. AZ Big says Walter Payton. True. Walter Payton did play his entire career in Chicago. Like I said, very rare anomaly. Very rare anomaly. Ms. Margarita said, I actually got picked out of an audience at the 2019 draft to play against Jurrell. It was cool. Then I got signed a mini helmet. Hey, that was pretty cool right there. That's actually really cool. I actually met Jurrell personally. He did a little clip for the show. He did a little promo for Titans the Truth. I appreciated him doing that. Again, I appreciate Jurrell. He's definitely a Titan for life in my books too. So I definitely agree with that. Rizzo Vegas says Larry Fitzgerald's another who will retire with the team that drafted him. We'll see. That could happen, but we shall see. And Derek says, how does the 7th-round pick help us this year? Well, we ended up turning that 7 into a 6 next year. So we ended up going up with that. So now we have a 1, a 2, 2 3s. I believe we have a 4, a 5, and now we're going to have 2 6s. So I'm thinking that's how that could go. I'm not 100% certain. And yeah, Joe Thomas. That's true. That's who that is. Yeah, Joe Thomas. Again, it is very, very rare for a player to play with one team his entire contract, his entire career. Offensive linemen most likely are the guys that usually play for one team their entire career. You know, cornerbacks, wide receivers, quarterbacks, running backs, it's rare if you see that. But offensive linemen, yeah, I could see that. But, you know, but yeah, I'm going to miss Jurrell, and we're going to move on from that. But now let us make a quick, and I do say quick, Clowney Watch 2020. There's really nothing to report. There's really nothing really going on right now. I mean, as of right now, reportedly he turned down a deal from the Browns that one report said that there was an offer of $12 million, but it looks like another report came out and said that the Browns offered him up to $18 million a year, and he turned it down. Now, I don't know if that is because, you know, he still wants 20, or is it that he doesn't want to go to the Browns? Honestly, I don't think he wants to go to the Browns. I think that's what it is. He don't want to play for the Browns. And I honestly, and TD said this last week, we were talking about this. I think Clowney wants to come here too. I think Jadeveon Clowney wants to be a Tennessee Titan. And I honestly think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. That Jadeveon Clowney will be a Tennessee Titan. I think it's going to happen. I think there's no doubts in my mind, and that's what's going to happen. That's what I think is going to be with that. So that's just my opinion. I think Jadeveon Clowney wants to come here because it looked like if Seattle wanted him back, they would have re-signed him already. You know, word is the Jets are not really a serious threat. Excuse me. The Browns look like they're out. Now, some other teams like the Saints and the Ravens are trying to sneak in. And again, I always feel like this for the Ravens. The Ravens are always trying to dip in our business. The Ravens are always trying to dip in because they're aiming for us. Any player that we seem to be remotely interested in, they're going to try to take them away from us too, because they've already done that a couple of times already this offseason. So I honestly think Jadeveon Clowney is going to end up in Tennessee, and that's that on that. So now that we've had our quick Clowney watch for 2020, it is time for Pick My Brain. Pick My Brain. PMB time, y'all. Y'all give me a few questions that y'all want to ask me. Pick my brain a little bit. It's a Wednesday night. It's a wrestling night. Talk to me. Talk to me and let me know what y'all want to know and what y'all want to ask me about. And at the same time, I will mention, if you haven't registered to vote yet, please do so, because a staggering number came out as I was watching a show called The Late Night Show with Stephen Colbert. I absolutely like that show. His musician John Baptiste was protesting and marching in New York, and he basically said in the last presidential election, there was close to 100 million people who did not vote. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the way that we're going to affect change. If you want some things to be changed and some things to be done right, vote. That is the biggest way for your voice to be heard. Vote. Vote. That is the best way. Because if you don't vote and something doesn't go your way, you can't complain about nothing. You can't complain about a thing because you didn't exercise your right. You didn't make a choice. Because there's a whole lot of people out there who are mad about Trump and things that he's doing. Well, if you didn't vote against Trump, you got nothing to say. If you didn't vote against Trump, you pretty much is kind of siding with him, in my honest opinion. Now, Ms. Margarita, I know, told me that, that she didn't vote, but she plans on voting. And I understand that. Yes, get ready to vote, y'all. Get ready to vote, y'all. And let's see. Derek, I understand you are upset, man. Derek is on fire. Derek is fire hot right now about that Casey deal. Saying no one wants our freaking 6th-round picks. Oh, it could be valuable when it comes to that time. It could. And it could help in the trade later. If you trade a 6th and maybe a 3rd, you might be able to move up in the 3rd round, or you may be able to move up in some rounds. So it can be valuable. Derek Roberts says, this pick isn't helping us at all. I mean, hey, usually 5th, 6th, 7th round picks don't help a team. Now, again, Jayon Brown, Avery Williamson is an anomaly, but J-Rob has been known to hit some jackpots late in drafts. So, that's something that we could do. But at the end of the day, we're going to be all right. Titans Mafia, what's going on? On Facebook says special teams touchdown. How many should we get? Special teams touchdowns. I'm going to say my over and under is going to be 1. Well, no, I take that back. I'll say my over and under is 2. And I'm probably going to go with the under. Unless Darrington Evans maybe returns the kickoff for 2 for a touchdown, or if we could get like a block punt, or block field goal and take it back. We did have some block kicks. We did block a few field goals, so that can happen. And so there is a possibility. We could definitely see that. But my over-under is going to be 2 with that. Donnie Atkins Jr., what's going on? Welcome in. He says, how do you think they will handle the fan participation this year at Nissan? I don't know. That's an excellent question. I just started to renew my season tickets, so I am not sure. That's an excellent question. Right now, they haven't made a full decision if they're going to have fans in the stands or not. They may have it where it is full capacity. They may have it where it's 50% capacity or 75% capacity. We're definitely going to find out. Most likely, they're definitely going to start with season ticket holders first, and then everybody else could pile in after that. So I think that might be something that they do, but I'm not sure yet. LGRW said, will Jonnu have a breakout season? I think he can. I think he will definitely have a breakout season, and this is a big year for him. This is a contract year for him, contract year for Corey Davis, contract year for Jayon Brown. We're going to have some guys that we're going to have to sign, and there's going to be a good player or two that's going to be gone. We're definitely going to find out. Derek Roberts says, no one worth voting for. Biden and Trump both terrible for blacks. I respectfully disagree. Again, I'll tell y'all just like the last election. And I don't mean to be getting all political because this is not a political show, but I'm just giving some opinion. Wouldn't you rather have the lesser of two evils? If you can't decide on both, if you can't decide on either one, at least pick the one that you think could possibly benefit you. And in all honesty, in this particular situation, it's a no-brainer. Joe Biden is the better choice. He was in office with President Obama. He was with him for 8 years. We all know the somebody that's in the office right now is a complete idiot and doesn't know what he's doing. Disagree with me if you want, but could we really do any worse? We have probably the worst president of all time sitting in the White House doing absolutely nothing. We could do a hell of a lot. We can't do no worse, but I ain't going to go into that. P. Hicks says, is it Super Bowl or bust type of year? My expectation is the Super Bowl, but I expect us to win a division, and I expect us to get back to the AFC Championship. That is my expectation. But I want Super Bowl because we should be there. Absolutely. Donnie Atkins Jr. says, who's calling the defense this year? I have no clue. I kind of hope it's not Vrabel because he kind of wet the pants the one time he was supposed to call plays. I hope they let Jim Haslett call the plays. Zach Carpenter says, I love that. We have 3 guys that can take it to the house at any given moment. Henry, Brown, Jonnu. Is there any other team that can top that? Now, Nate Burleson said something very interesting in regards to the Titans having a trio. I'm going to see if I can pull that up while y'all get some questions. And we all know Nate Burleson has been very, very Titan. He's been a Titan lover. And he's been by our side. And I'm trying to see if I can find that video that Nate Burleson did. He did a video on Good Morning Football where they were talking about the best trios. And I'm trying to see if I can pull it up right now. Give me just a minute. I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I'll be pulling it up in just a minute. But yeah, definitely. Let's see. Mr. Titan is up in here. What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Titan? Welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all follow Mr. Titan as well. But here's Nate Burleson.
That certainly applies to football. Here in the NFL, we look at offenses and we're trying to break it down. Who has the best trio, right? We're talking quarterback, running back, wide receiver. I mean, what offensive group, what offensive trio really give defenses fits? And you know what? Out of all of them, we're talking coast to coast, top to bottom, every division, both conferences, going with the Tennessee Titans. I truly do believe it's Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, and yes, the young wide receiver, A.J. Brown. Let's start with Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill was fantastic last season. I mean, he brought that leadership. He was getting rid of the ball quickly. He made the right decisions. Oh, and not to mention, he still is very athletic. You look at what he did last year, and I think at a glance you say, okay, maybe he played pretty well. But how well did he play? He was very efficient. How efficient, you ask? More efficient than some of your quarterbacks that people may think are the best in the league. Ryan Tannehill's passer rating was up there at the top of the charts. Look at this right here. We're talking 117.5. That's above Drew Brees. That's above Lamar Jackson. That's above Kirk Cousins. And you guys know how I feel about Russell Wilson at 106. So now, that's Ryan Tannehill. Let's move this along. Derrick Henry. I mean, is there really an argument to make that Derrick Henry wasn't the best running back last year? And I know we talked about him a couple of seasons ago, and we're like, well, let's see if Derrick Henry could pick up where he left off. He didn't just pick up where he left off. He got even better. He got stronger. And Derrick Henry is one of those running backs that by the end of the day, he's running stronger than ever. I mean, listen, he hit a brick wall when it came to the Chiefs, but up until that point, my man was unstoppable. Just check out these runs. And if you're saying, well, what does that mean when it comes to production? What does that mean when it comes to rankings? Let's check out the numbers. Derrick Henry, once again, check this out. We got rushes, that's first. Rushing yards, that's first. Yards per carry, of course, that's among 20 players with 200 plus rushes. That's first. Rush TDs, tied for first. So what else do you want? And I know you got to add a wide receiver. I love the young A.J. Brown. My man was a rookie and put up over 1,000 yards. He's physical. He's big. I mean, he's like a mix between David Johnson and like a little Julio Jones. I mean, just look at his frame. The dude is built like a linebacker and one of the best route runners in the business. And he's a rookie. He's a rookie. So consider the fact that was Ryan Tannehill's first year, A.J. Brown's first year, and they added to their offense. I believe that this trio is just getting started.
And that was courtesy of NFL Network. Our guy, Nate Burleson, laying down some facts, straight facts on that. Now, granted, there are probably a couple of trios that might be just a tad better, but I think the Titans have they have the actual potential to be one of the very best. I do agree with that. And again, that's why I've always said Good Morning Football will always be one of my favorite shows, because they give the Titans some major respect. Something that a four-letter network starts with E, ends with it, has an S and P in the middle, and they don't give as much love or credit to the Titans as the NFL Network does. So shout out to Good Morning Football and my guy, Nate Burleson. They are definitely going to be a trio to be reckoned with, indeed. So I like that, definitely. I'm trying to see if there was any other question that I might have missed, but some good questions that y'all brought in, y'all. But, excuse me, but let us go ahead into our series. As y'all know, we have a series going on, and we're going to continue this series as we talk about one of our 7th round picks, and that is former Hawaii quarterback Cole McDonald, who was picked in the 7th round, 6'4", 220 pounds. The dude has a cannon of an arm, has a big-time arm, very athletic. And thank you, Zach, for my dance move. I can't dance worth a lick, but I appreciate the love nevertheless. I do try. And what's up, Al Pierce? I see you in here as well. But definitely he does know his stuff. But here is Cole McDonald, our newest quarterback, who's going to be battling with Logan Woodside for that backup position. And I think that's a wide open position. So we're definitely going to see about that. Here is fun fact number 1. Okay, there we go. Fun fact number 1, was born in La Morada, California, but grew up in La Habra, California. So, he moved around a little bit. But started in La Habra, in La Mirada, California, and moved to La Habra, California. I am not sure exactly where that is. I'm actually going to pull it up on the map right now and see where is that close to exactly. So, yeah, give me a second. Let's see. Okay, I'm able to pull it up on the map. Okay. So, La Mirada, California is basically right in between LA and Anaheim. It's right in the middle between Anaheim and Los Angeles, California. That's basically where he was born. And then he ended up being in La Habra, California, which is really not far. It's basically the next neighborhood over. That's basically where he grew up. And that's where he basically grew up. Which leads me to point to fun fact number 2. And that is that Cole McDonald, he attended Sonora High School. He played football, ran track. And that's been a common theme with a lot of the players that we drafted, that in high school they play multiple sports. So very flexible, very versatile. Ran track, played football. In his senior year in high school, threw for 2,300 yards, 19 touchdowns, rushed for 1,091 yards, and 10 TDs in his senior year. So, I mean, he was one heck of an athlete. He's a heck of an athlete, and the guy is pretty darn fast. Absolutely. Point number 3, fun fact number 3, was that Cole McDonald didn't even get a Division I scholarship offer until the last minute, where his then head coach, at Hawaii, Nick Rolovic, offered him a scholarship the night before signing day. He offered him a scholarship to play for the University of Hawaii. Other than that, he didn't get not one Division I offer. He was going to go and play in junior college. In junior college. He was going to go the JUCO route, but ended up getting that last minute scholarship offer and went to Hawaii. Fun fact number 4, at the combine, he ran the fastest 40-yard dash for quarterbacks at 4.58 seconds. That's faster than some other receivers. So we know he can run. He can definitely run. And last but not least, fun fact number 5, he truly embraced the Hawaiian culture because he had dreads. He had some dreads, but after he got drafted by the Titans, he cut his dreads. And I believe there was a story that I saw is that he turned down $5,000 to keep the dreads and instead decided to cut them. Instead to cut his dreads. So he ended up cutting his dreads. He got a shorter cut now. I couldn't find a picture of him now, but those were but that, you know, he doesn't have those dreads anymore. I thought it'd be kind of interesting if he did have the dreads. So shout out to Cole McDonald. I know he said he was very excited to come on in and join. He said he'd never been to Nashville. He's never been to Tennessee, but he will be now. He can actually say that. So that is one of our 7th round picks in Cole McDonald. Next week, we'll talk about our last draft pick, defensive back Chris Jackson from Marshall. Let's see. Kingston Farmers has signed Kaepernick. We'll see about that. I mean, Kaepernick does deserve an opportunity. I don't know if it'll be with us, but he deserves an opportunity. Zach Carpenter says sunshine. Yeah, and remember the Titans, Sunshine came in and won a state championship with them for them. So he did his thing. LGRW says, I don't want to sign a backup quarterback who brings the kind of media attention that Kaepernick or Newton will bring. Now, if y'all remember, a good while back, maybe a couple of years ago, I did a show, and it was talking about possibility of Colin Kaepernick. And I basically said that you got to think he wants starter money, could be a problem in the locker room, could divide the locker room. What are fans going to think? Because we're in the Bible Belt. Media attention is going to be brought in. Because what will happen is that the media will try to swarm to Kaepernick, and they're not even going to be talking to him about football. They're going to be basically talking to him about his protest and, you know, everything with that. But now, if other players are joining in on that, maybe not, they won't be talking about that so much with him. So, I mean, we'll definitely have to see about that. Kingston Farmer said would be great media attention and great for fans. I don't know. There's a lot of fans that probably would disagree with that. Zach Carpenter says, bring Pineapple Man back. Pineapple Man will be there. I've actually met Pineapple Man. Really cool guy. And he's a veteran. So I'm sure he'll be at Nissan Stadium ready to rock and roll, just like a lot of you will be. Al Pierce says, if he doesn't win a number 2 job, I wonder if and how his speed could serve us on special team. That's a good point. I would at least, for Cole McDonald, maybe start to develop a small package for him that, you know, you could use his legs a bit and use that gunslinging arm of his. So, I mean, that could be something that could be very, very, very interesting indeed. So, now we're going to come now to our Titans mask giveaway. And I have one last mask left to give away. And I had, let me see, give me just a moment. I had a good question lined up. Trying to see if I can find it. I had a good question lined up for it. And I'm trying to see if I have or remember, because it's been a few weeks. And so trying to see if I can find that question of mine that I was looking for. I might not have it, so if not, I'm going to probably go a different way. Yeah, I don't have it. So, Titans mask giveaway. Now, I got it. I have a pretty cool way to do this. I want the first person that can probably get, if I might have shown y'all the mask that I had. I've given away 2. I got 1 left. Just for the first 30 seconds. This is first come, first serve. First person that can tell me the color of the mask, the 3 colors of the mask that you know what? Never mind. Take a guess at the color of the mask I have left. I had navy, gray, white. Just take a stab in the dark. which color do you think I have left? And if you got a mask before, you cannot win this one. Two guys cannot win this one because y'all won the mask before. But I want y'all to take a good crack at it. Navy blue, gray, white. Which one do you think I have left? Ah, got it. We got a winner. Reggie B. That's the one I have left. White. So, Reggie, you're going to get the mask. Reggie, hit me up with if you're on Facebook, hit me in the messenger. If not, put your email address. Put your email address in the comments, and I'll email you, and we'll talk and get information. And let me see. Did somebody else say it first? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you know what? Hold on, Reggie B. I can't give it to you. I'm sorry, Reggie. My bad. I didn't see this comment. Al did say it first. Al Pierce said it first. I'm sorry. Thank y'all for correcting me. Al Pierce did say it first. So, Al, get with me on if you're on Facebook or if you're on here, get me your information and I'll get that to you. And Reggie B, I'll be sending something to you too. But Al, you're getting the mask. Reggie B, give me some information. I got a little something I can give to you too. It won't be the mask, but it'll be something else that I can send to you as a giveaway. But yeah, that is fair. That is absolutely fair. I stand corrected. Al, you're getting the mask. So we're gonna make that happen. So Al, if you're on Facebook, hit me up in the messenger. If not, if you're not on Facebook, hit me with your email address here. I'll email you and we'll make those arrangements. We'll definitely make those arrangements and everything. And Reggie, you do the same. So Al, you get the mask, and Reggie, I got a little something else for you as well. So I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for correcting me. Hey, I've told y'all a bunch of times before. If I make a mistake, call me out on it. And make sure to make me straighten up and fly right. So I appreciate y'all doing that. I definitely appreciate y'all setting me straight. And that is absolutely correct. So Al, yes, sir. I got you covered on that. So definitely hit me up on that. Now, Facebook said, what about us on Facebook? Y'all are watching the show. But don't worry, y'all. I'm going to have a lot of stuff to give away. I'm going to be giving away a few things. And also, I'm probably going to be working on getting some shirts made. I think I'm going to try to get some shirts made and be able to maybe give some of those away. We're going to work on some stuff like that going forward. Maybe getting some, maybe partnering up with, people that make a shirt and things like that, make shirts and things like that. So, that's something that could be definitely coming in the future. Some big things are going to be happening. Blue bombshell. You know what? I really don't have a blue bombshell tonight, to be perfectly honest. Normally, I would have had something blue bombshell to come with, but I really don't. With the exception, well, you know what? I do have a blue bombshell. As most of you probably know, the NBA is looking like it's going to be coming back very soon. I think by the end of July. The same with the NHL. So it looks like we're going to have basketball and hockey coming back as the hockey is going to be going where they're going to start basically the playoffs with a 5-game series, and then out of that move into the first round of playoffs where it'll be the best of 7 with that. So the Nashville Predators look like they're going to be slated to play the Arizona Coyotes in the best of 5 series. And then if they win that series, they'll play in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs in a best of 7 series. In the NBA, and this is why I think it's unfair, I don't like the way the NBA is doing this. If it was me, I would have just said where the rankings were by the time the season was postponed, it will be the top 8 teams in the East, top 8 teams in the West. Bang, let's go start the playoffs. But what the NBA is doing is basically they're going to do an 8-game season. They're going to play 8 games. They're going to have 9 teams in the East, 13 teams in the West. I don't know how in the world they made it that uneven. But I guess it's because if you're within 4 games of the 8th seed, you get a chance to possibly make the playoffs. And rumor had it that was coming out, and they were talking about this on ESPN, is that the NBA really wants to get Zion into the playoffs. Now, Cali boy, I don't have any Titan shirts made yet, but that is going to be coming. That is definitely going to be coming. AZ Mix, shut your pie hole. That'll be at the end of the month. I did do a small one. I believe I did a small one last week, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been 2 weeks ago, 2 shows ago. But at the end of the month, I will have a shut your pie hole moment. But the NBA, I don't like the way that they're doing their setup for the end of the year. They're basically saying teams will play 8 games, and then there could be a play-in game at the end before the playoffs begin. And the rumor is that the NBA wants to get Zion into the playoffs. The Pelicans are 3.5 games back of the 8th spot. Who is the team that's the 8th seed in the West? My Memphis Grizzlies, with the 2nd overall pick in the draft, Ja Morant. And this is what I feel like the NBA is trying to screw Memphis. They are trying to screw Ja Morant. Well, they're not only trying to screw the Grizzlies and kick them out the playoffs, but they're trying to screw Ja Morant to give Zion a chance to win Rookie of the Year when Ja Morant has pretty much ran away with that award. And I think it's unfair. It should be an even number of teams on both sides. If it's the 9th seed, if it's 18 teams and you have the 8th and the 9th seed, maybe if like the 9th seed is like within a game or a half a game, then you have a play-in game there between those two, and then you start the playoffs. That's what I would do. That's just me. But you know how the NBA is. The NBA, they want all the money, and they want the stars to rule everything. And I guess they feel Zion is a bigger star than Ja, even though Ja's a way better player right now. So, we'll definitely see about that. But my Grizzlies will be in the playoffs. I ain't worried about that at all. Joseph Hawks comes in. What's up, Joseph? Says, I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan, but only because my last name is Hawks. I like that. I like that, Hawk. I like that. I like Trae Young. LGRW says, I'm a Heat fan because of Wade, and I'm still a Heat fan because I'm not a bandwagon. Hey, I like that big 3. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not a Laker fan. I wasn't a Cavs fan. I'm a LeBron fan, but I'm down with the Grizz. As Zach says, hit those lights. Yes, sir. Y'all hit these lights because I'm kind of disappointed. I've only had 2 lights. Come on, y'all. Y'all better than that. Help a brother out. And Al Pierce says, go Pacers. AZ Mix, a Jazz fan. Hey, much love to Mike Conley. Hawk says, Memphis is 2nd. Got to support the home team. So that's just me. That's just what I kind of feel about that, y'all. But I know I ran a little bit long, y'all. I know Zach's a Laker fan. I see that right there. I know I ran a little bit long, y'all. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. Make sure y'all share this show out to everybody. Make sure everybody knows about this show. Hey, you know what? I'm probably not seeing it, but hey, it'll be there. I'll definitely see it. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Joseph Hawks, for letting me know that. Reggie B says the Rockets. I feel you on that. But everybody, I thank y'all for tuning in to Titans of Truth. Thank y'all for sticking with me and everything. I had a really good time tonight. We had a really good show tonight, and as I always say, I want y'all to enjoy. I want y'all to have fun, and I want y'all to definitely.
As we all stay home, don't forget to stay active.
Sorry about that. That wasn't supposed to come up right there. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank y'all for be out. Joe Hawk, Antonio Party, Go Grizz indeed. I appreciate y'all. But always remember, let us bask in Titan glory. For the still North American champion, Mr. Keith Lee. Bask in Alex Martinez's glory. Tighten up for Alex.
Keith Lee. Yeah, and I ain't playing around. Think you can stand up to me, but it's best you stay on the ground.
Good night, y'all. Go enjoy the rest of your night. Tighten up.